Joy Switala here to talk about Hostess Coaching for Usborne Facebook parties. Fabulous Facebook parties. Is it a figment of the imagination? Or is there a formula? Now, this is not the end-all and be-all, but if you could, I would say that the formula would be a confident consultant plus a happy hostess equals the perfect power party. What are the elements that get us to that perfect power party? The one that we all want, the biggies. Some of it are under our control and some of it not so much. It's in the hostess court. But what we can know is that, like any science experiment, some things we can manage and other things we can't. The science side of it is a bit more of the things that we can practice and make a habit of, rest our hats on. The experiment side of it is where we have to get creative, go with the flow, do whatever it takes to get the job done. Let's talk about these elements of the perfect Facebook party formula. If there is anything near being solidly scientific about having a great Facebook party, it would probably lie in calendaring. Managing your time well with your hostess is going to make a big difference in how the party turns out. Make sure that you keep a calendar and that you know when you're going to start working with your hostess and when you're going to stop. Make sure she knows too. As soon as you get a booking set with her, confirm the date. Confirm the time, especially the time zone. In Facebook land, we're from all over the place, so take care of that before you stop that initial conversation with her. Moving on from there, you want to make sure that at least 7 days out from your actual Facebook party, you're in regular daily communications with your hostess. Give yourself a couple extra days if you know something's going on in the seasons of the year or in your hostesses or your life where you need to take more time for the person to do inviting. The elements you definitely want any good Facebook party to have include certain posts. One that covers the ages and interests of the children represented by the guests. Another, a video introducing Usborne books. And another, a wish list that takes guests right to the shopping site to start browsing through and looking at Usborne's collection of books. Additionally, when these posts are put up in any event page, tag. I'm not quite sure you heard me. Please make sure you tag. I've seen over and over again when a party does not go well, the consultant wasn't tagging. In ages and interests, make sure that you're tagging everybody who's already said yes, maybe, and people who haven't responded to their invites yet. It's like showing up at a party and making sure you're walking around saying hi to everybody, letting them know they're welcome to come in and participate. If you don't take that step, people are unsure what to do. Also, make sure you have in your calendaring before the party time set aside to talk with your hostess about the hostess rewards she can expect, being on the lookout for another hostess to pass along the tradition of these books in her community, and having her wish list ready to go for you to close out her hostess order. Finally, follow up on everything and have the hostess do the same. Have her follow up before party day, anybody that she invited who didn't respond back, they might have missed a PM. Have her follow up the morning of a party to remind guests, just as if there was a doctor's appointment visit. Have her follow up with guests at the beginning of the party. Hey, my party's starting. Want to make sure that you didn't miss it. The next day, have her follow up with guests and remind them that the party page is still open for them to click around and look on, and that they can go to the shopping site until your set time of midnight that night. And finally, when all is said and done, and you've put in the hostess order and congratulated the hostess on a job well done, follow back up again at a later time and inquire and inspire regarding the books that she's had Ask her how her family is enjoying them, and share with her great new selections from the Usborne catalog. The next element in the perfect Facebook party is communication. Definitely a mixture of structure and style. Make sure you include in your structure sharing testimony, tagging, and thanking. Share your testimony with your hostess as why you are an Usborne consultant, and have her share with guests on the page her reasons for hosting a party and sharing the books. Tag guests on the page. It's just like being at a party and tapping somebody on the shoulder to get their attention. It's a friendly way of saying, hey, I'm thinking about you over here. Have your hostess do the same, pointing out particular books that she thinks certain guests would like, or laughing and just interacting on the page with jokes. Thank your hostess in PMs. Thank your guests in your party. At all of my parties, every time a guest places an order, I put up a thank you and praise something about their order. And I tag the hostess into that so she also can give thanks. Avoid the no's. No's are a no-no. Do not use the word no on a party page or in PMs. Every time I type the 2 little black letters, I erase them and rewrite. And it puts a positive spin on my party. The one thing all hostesses have in common is their love of Usborne books. So encourage, cheerlead, and motivate them towards getting those books. Every time they reach a goal in setting up their party or achieving a certain sales total, point them out to the next level of free and half-price books that they can get. Or offer them another one of the hostess rewards that we can give them in back office. Whatever it takes to motivate them and keep them inspired, it's worth your time. This leads me into the final element of the perfect Facebook party: care. Customer care, caring for your hostess. This is all experimental, all up to you and your style. You have to bring your own personality and your own problem-solving abilities to it. At least we know that all of our hostesses have one thing in common. They love our books. They're excited. They want to share it with other people, and they want to get some for their family, and we can help them do that. Just remember that ultimately it all comes down to you are just trying to match people with a good book. It may not be the perfect book. It may not be the one that you wanted for them, but it's guiding them through that catalog to help them find things that are going to fit with their lifestyle. And that's where your creativity can come in. Now, what about some common problems that we face in Facebook parties? How about when you go look at the party page after you've invited the hostess, excited to see how many people actually RSVP, and apparently 200 of her closest friends have said yes or maybe. Now, you and I both know that's not really how it works, but how do we deal with this situation? It's common. Here's an easy way to handle it. PM your hostess and tell her, wow, that's really awesome that there's a lot of people that you want to show these books at this party. I'm so excited to share it with the people that you know. Here's the thing though, a major element of one of our parties is tagging, and I can't tag all of these people. So why don't you give me just the 10 people that you think would be most interested in the party? Wait for her list, go and tag them in the ages and interests posts and the other available posts. Then go back a little bit later and say, hey, why don't you give me 10 more? Do that until you've done that about 3 times, and then just stop. You should have enough people coming for a decent party, even though the hostess has decided to mass invite. Another common Facebook party problem that we're having with the growing popularity of Usborne is out-of-stock books. They don't have to be a problem that stops the enjoyability of the party. A customer liking an out-of-stock book just means she has really popular taste. It's our job to know our books well and to be able to connect that customer with other books that her family will be equally interested in. We also can be paying attention to the out-of-stock list and offer guests to inform them when the books come back in stock. This could even lead to another party, another booking, and that will extend the fun even further. So make sure when you're doing Facebook parties that you don't let out of stocks stop you. So to review, a confident consultant who's continually learning about her business, herself, and others, plus a happy hostess who's had a great experience because every time you started to type no, you erased it and went back and gave her a yes, and stayed in communication with her. This is what equals the perfect power party on Facebook.